600 hours on a KTM isn't just riding. It's years of lessons, hours of suffering, moments where you want to quit, and moments where you feel unstoppable. It's a journey that changes the way you think, the way you ride, and the way you approach challenges. Not just on the bike, but in life. In this video, I want to share everything I've learned after 600 hours on my KTM. The techniques, the mistakes, the breakthroughs, the mindset shifts, the mechanical lessons, all of it. Power means nothing without technique. When I first started, I thought horsepower mattered. I thought more power meant more skill. After 600 hours, I realized the complete opposite. Power is useless without technique, and worse, it makes things harder. What really matters is throttle finesse, clutch control, braking precision, weight balance, momentum, picking the right line, and keeping your head calm. Hard enduro is not about speed or strength. It's about precision. You win with technique, not torque. To make the bike more manageable, I installed an S3 low compression head, and that changed everything. A low compression head does a few key things. It softens the initial hit, it smoothens the power delivery, it makes traction easier to control, it reduces stalling in tight technical sections, it makes the bike less tiring on long rides, and it gives you more confidence on steep climbs and slippery terrain. With the S3 head, the bike didn't lose power, it just became usable power. Instead of the engine exploding with torque the moment you touch the throttle, the power comes on smoother and more predictable. That allowed me to focus on technique, proper clutch use, body position, traction, and balance, instead of fighting the bike every few seconds. Only after calming the power down did I start truly progressing as a rider, because once the bike stopped overwhelming me, I could finally learn the skills that matter. The mind is stronger than the motor. I learned that the biggest factor in your performance isn't your fitness or your bike, it's your brain. Enduro exposes your mental weaknesses brutally. Fear, ego, pressure, frustration, overconfidence. The trail punishes all of it. After 600 hours, my biggest skill isn't a physical one. It's the ability to stay calm. Calm on steep climbs, calm when the bike stalls, calm after a crash, calm when you're tired, calm when you're scared, calm when the trail looks impossible. If your mind panics, your riding collapses. If your mind stays steady, you can ride far above your physical level. Balance is the foundation of everything. There's a reason professional riders look like they're floating. It's not luck, it's balance. Balance on the pegs, balance between clutch and throttle, balance between aggression and patience. I learned that the entire sport becomes easier the moment you stop riding with your arms and start riding with your legs. Your legs are the suspension. Your arms are just there for guidance. The secret is slow control, not fast speed. Slow riding exposes everything. Your balance, your clutch control, your weight transfer, your timing, your breathing, and your mental discipline. Fast riding hides your mistakes. Slow riding magnifies them. And that's why slow zigzag training became one of the most important things I ever practiced. When you ride a tight zigzag at walking speed, you learn how to stay centered on the bike, how to let the handlebars move without fighting, how to use the clutch like a scalpel, how to keep traction even when the ground is loose, how to look ahead instead of looking down, how to stay relaxed under pressure, and how to control the bike with tiny movements, not with force. Slow zigzags teach you something speed never will: precision. Precision in arm movement, precision in throttle timing, precision in foot pressure on the pegs, precision in choosing your line. When I started focusing on slow control, everything else in my riding improved. My hill climbs became cleaner, my downhills became calmer. I stopped stalling the bike, I stopped losing balance in tight sections, and my confidence doubled. Because once you control the bike at low speed, you can control it anywhere. Hard enduro isn't about blasting through trails at 70 kilometers per hour. Hard enduro is about surviving obstacles at 3 kilometers per hour. And the riders who look the smoothest, the pros who seem like they're floating, they're not strong, they're precise. So if you really want to get better, don't chase speed, chase slow control. Zigzag drills, balance drills, clutch drills, brake drag drills. That's where real progress begins. Traction is everything. One thing I learned very early in hard enduro, and it kept proving itself for 600 hours, is that traction is everything. You can have the strongest bike, the best suspension, the best gear, but if your tire doesn't grip, none of that matters. And traction doesn't come from horsepower. It comes from tire pressure, tire compound, and the system you run inside the tire. After hundreds of hours of testing, here's the truth. The lower the pressure, the better the traction, especially in slow technical riding. That's why most serious hard enduro riders use tubeless or soft/super soft mousse. Super soft mousse, better for hardcore extreme enduro. Consistent feel, zero risk of pinch flats, gives the tire a dead, grippy, predictable feel, perfect for rock gardens, slippery zigzags, and technical climbs. Tubeless is great for, lets you run extremely low PSI, gives insane traction, makes the tire wrap around rocks, perfect for technical and slow riding. Low pressure lets the tire deform, grab, bite, and wrap around obstacles. It gives you that feeling where the bike hooks up even on wet, shiny route. Downhill riding is more important than uphill riding. Most beginners fear the uphill, but after 600 hours, I realized that downhills are more important. Downhill is where panic destroys technique. Downhill is where beginners lose control. Downhill is where the bike can injure you the fastest. The key lessons I learned: always look far ahead. Stay loose, not stiff. Use the rear brake more than the front. Let the bike roll. Stay centered, breathe, and never fight gravity. Flow with it. Your body position is your superpower. I used to think clutch skill was the hardest part. Then I learned that 80% of technique is simply body position, neutral position, attack position, weight forward, weight back, squeezing the bike with your knees, letting the bike move under you. This alone changed my riding more than anything else. Maintenance is part of the sport. This is not like owning a street bike where you do one service a year. Hard enduro destroys everything. Air filters, brake pads, chains, oils, bearings, plastics, radiators, everything takes damage. And the sooner you accept that maintenance is part of the journey, the easier your life becomes. If you love your bike, it will love you back. If you ignore it, it will punish you at the worst possible moment. On a climb, in a race, or deep in the forest with no easy way back. Hard enduro is brutal on machines, but if you stay on top of maintenance, your bike becomes a reliable partner instead of a constant problem. After 600 hours on my KTM, I can honestly say this: enduro is more than riding. It's more than a hobby. It's more than a sport. It becomes a part of you. Every hour teaches something new about technique, about fear, about patience, about discipline, about your limits, and about your mindset. You learn how to fall without giving up, how to stand back up when you're exhausted, how to stay calm when the trail looks impossible, and how to push forward even when your body says no. Enduro forces you to grow, not just as as a rider, but as a person. It teaches you to stay humble. It teaches you to think. It teaches you to respect the terrain, respect the bike, and respect your own limits. It teaches you that progress doesn't come from speed, but from persistence, repetition, and patience. And the truth is, the bike doesn't care if you're tired. The hill doesn't care if you're scared. The rocks don't care if you're frustrated, but every time you keep going, you become better, stronger, and more confident. Enduro is a constant battle, but it's also one of the most rewarding journeys you can experience. So after 600 hours, what have I learned? That the real journey has just started. The mistakes, the breakthroughs, the frustration, the triumphs, they all build you into the rider you're becoming. And my next goal is simple. Keep improving, keep learning, keep pushing, and reach that next milestone, 1,000 hours. If you watched until the end, thank you. And if you want to join me on this journey, subscribe, because the next chapter starts now.